Jesuit fans. I'm Jake Vlasic.
And I'm Sam Kempf.
And welcome to the biggest game of the year, homecoming. Tonight, Jesuit hopes to bump their record up and secure our 6th win of the season against 19th ranked Mountainside. Jesuit is in first in the Metro League with 2 wins, but the Mountainside is very narrowly trailing also with 2 wins, making tonight a must-win game for the Crusaders.
Today is a home game for the Jesuit Crusaders. We're here at Cronin Field, and we will be getting underway shortly. Looks like we're going in with the coin toss.
A little chilly out here today, but...
Yeah, we're really finally starting to feel fall kicking in.
Yeah, I got my sweatshirt on. Sam, you had your gloves on.
I know. I had to have gloves on at the start of this. My hands were getting cold.
And
it's a chilly one.
The stands are starting to fill up.
They are?
Yeah.
The stands are starting to fill. It's an exciting one at Cronin.
Mountainside has more than you'd usually see from the other team in terms of fans, but definitely not as much as us here.
Well, it is homecoming, Jake.
Yep. And it's pink out.
And it's pink out. Should be getting underway shortly.
Yep, 1 minute and 30 seconds left here.
Oh.
Yeah, we're definitely settling into fall here. I mean, it was just a couple weeks ago, maybe a month. The summer will still be out.
We were getting a little bit of Indian summer, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still staying in the 80s, but now we're down into the 50s.
All right, Stater Nation, we have a new tradition here at Jesuit. We're going to play the song Thunderstruck before the first kickoff.
All right.
The word thunder, please,
and apparently we are playing Thunderstruck.
Let's bring the thunder, Jesuit High.
One of those new traditions here at Jesuit.
That is new to this year. I have never seen this. And it looks like a Jesuit has elected to kick. So Mountainside will be receiving the kickoff.
Mountainside, number 3 is Sean Jurek, along with number 19, that's Sean Warren Nelson. Team up the ball for the Crusaders. Number 40, Parker, and
All right. We're getting underway here at Cronin Field for the homecoming game. And we,
a
squib kick. Mountside's going to return it. It's at the, and Jesuit will take him down at right about the 40. So onto the field comes this Jesuit defense, hoping to shut down Mountainside on the first drive of this game and get some momentum for the home team.
Jesuit has a great defense this year, and defense wins championships. So let's see how they do here on the first down.
All right. And we are underway. Ball is snapped, and it's a pitch to the right side. And Jesuit appears to have wrapped that one up for about a 2-yard gain for Mountainside. So that'll bring up... That appears to actually, no. They're spotting that. That brings up 2nd and 10. They got nothing on that. Absolutely bottled. Like we said, this Jesuit defense is going to be crucial to them winning this game. And now they're going to run it other side to the left. Oh, that was a little bit more effective. So bottled, that looks to be
45.
about a 3-yard gain, so that'll bring up 3rd and 7. So both these carries ineffective so far for the Mavericks. We'll see what they do on this 3rd down. Oh, it's 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4. They're going to have to cook something up here.
Gain 6 yards, so not terrible, but ideally as a coach you'd like to see a first down.
You'd like to see a first down on the first drive of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to get momentum here if you're Mountainside.
Yeah.
You're coming into Cronin Field. You can't go 3 and out on this first drive. Oh, and it's going to be a QB run.
run.
QB run, and he's going to get to the outside,
55.
and he will go out at about the 45. That is a great run from the Mountainside QB, Cade Mitchell.
Good for the first down.
Oh, wait, no.
Mavericks on the Jesuit 45.
Looks like that was a direct snap, actually, to the tight end, Sam
First and 10 Mavs on the Jesuit
Villadol.
So a bit of a trick play there.
Bit of a trick play there, yes.
So that's the momentum they were looking for.
That's the momentum they were looking for. And this is going to be another pitch to the left side, and he has no... Oh! Ankle bit for about a 1-yard gain, and there is a flag on the play.
Making a stop for the Crusaders, Grant Valley.
This could come back. Holding. That's going to be holding on the offense. This is going to come back. So it's going to be... We're going to get a 1st and 15 here.
10-yard penalty, marched off.
So now it's going to be 1st and 20. 1st and 20 for the Mavericks. They're going trips right. They've got 3 receivers on the right side of this field. Jesuit appears to be threatening a blitz, and Mountainside is now getting some direction from the sideline.
Yeah, looks like there was some miscommunication there. The QB snapped, but nothing happened.
QB went through the snap count, but I think they're changing the play. QB draw. And he's going to try to go outside and going to get tripped up. So that was the QB, Cade Mitchell, on the carry. And he's going to go out of bounds there after a gain of a couple.
Great sportsmanship there from number 6 on the Crusaders.
Helping him up, yep.
QB up, yep.
That's what we like to see.
That's one of those core things about Jesuit.
And some adjustments from the Crusaders. The Mountainside's keeping those 3 wide receivers on that right side. I wonder if they're threatening a pass here. As we watch as Roman Mallard sinks into the slot. This is definitely a pass. And he's going to air it out. And that man is blanketed. Incomplete down the right side. Looks as though it was intended for... Well, there's coverage by Roman Mallard there. Technically, he's a linebacker, not a corner, but great coverage there. He went to the slot and then pulled out towards the sideline to cover that man, and just really clean coverage there by Mallard. And they're going to stay with that 3-receiver look, which makes me think they're going to air it out again. Oh, no. Short pass. That's a screen pass. And he is going to jet up the left sideline. That's number 4. That's number 4. Josiah Agnamel, and he's going to go up that left side all the way for a touchdown on the screen pass, and that is definitely what Mountainside was looking for on that first drive.
Yeah, that was a great play. You know, when you run the same look over again, you think they're doing the same play, but no.
Oh, and they're bringing in the kicker.
Short throw results in about a 30-ish yard gain.
Next long snapper is Julian Villasprego.
Max Ryusaki is going to be trying this extra point, and he's going to drill it. 7-0 Mountainside. We're going to be seeing a lot of Max tonight. He not only does he kick, but he also punts, and he does the PATs. So we'll be seeing him a lot tonight. So this Jesuit defense looked like they had Mountainside in a bit of a bind, but they're going to come off this field, and Mountainside's going to put up 7 points. So we'll see how the Jesuit offense responds.
Yeah, I mean, slow start there for Mountainside on the first couple, but after that, they just really got going with that trick play, and then that short throw ultimately led to a touchdown. So let's see how Jesuit responds here.
Yes.
Back deep for the Crusaders, number
So,
2, Simpson, along with number 5,
Max Ryusaki on the kickoff, and Jesuit's going to try to put some points on the board. Looks like the returner for Jesuits, number 5, Grant Valley, and the other returner's number 2, Joe Stimson. So they're going to see if they can create some electricity here on the kickoff.
A lot of the Mountainside players are wearing pink tonight for
Representing
the
the pink out.
Yep.
Always great to see that. And Ryosaki on the kickoff. And here we go. To start Jesuit's first possession of the game. And it's another squib kick. Cover that.
And it's down at the 30.
And the Jesuit's going to hop on that quickly. Number 4, Quentin Miagrassi. He's going to hop on that very fast, and Jesuit's going to start at what appears to be the 31. See what this Jesuit offense can do. Coming out, you got 2 wide receivers on the left, 1 down on the right. Wonder if they'll run this ball, try to establish the run early. Jesuit loves running the ball, and they're going to run the ball. And that carry's going to go to number 22, Luke Ortner.
Unfortunately, that was read pretty well, but looks to be about a 2-yard gain, I would say. Second and 8, yep.
2nd and 8. Not what the Crusaders were looking for on that first carry, but we'll see if they'll go back to the run or if they'll maybe try a pass here.
And the stands appear to be almost full tonight. Pretty impressive.
Good showing for the homecoming game. Oh, in motion there, Grady Keljo. And Trainer Cleveland. Oh, he's lost the ball. And Mountainside's picked it up. Trainer gets the tackle. Trainer Cleveland, he's the quarterback, but damage is already done. He just bobbled that snap. I wonder if it was the cold maybe getting to his hands. And Mountainside's going to take over here in the red zone. That was a turn of events. Looks like they were dropping back the pass. Grady Keljo went in motion, but
yeah, I think a little too high up for the QB's liking. The cold may have been mixed in with that. Bobbled the ball, and then
well, yeah, that ball's got to be hard as a rock.
Mountainside was already on him by the time he bobbled it and didn't have any time to
Great blitz
react
off the
after
edge
that.
by Mountainside, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you execute that blitz. That was textbook. Mountainside now on the 15.
They're going to run this. And a run to the left side, and that was a great run.
5 yards, I think.
Looked like he was going nowhere, but that's a run by number 81, Reese Balu.
That's one of the most sought-after skills as a running back, just being able to find those lanes, and he did a great job of that right there.
Well, it's that vision. It's finding things that aren't even there and finding things before they develop and really running smart. But that's a great 6-yard run.
Yeah.
And the momentum is all Mountainside right now. See how this Jesuit defense can respond. They need to get off the field. They need to put that offense in a position where they can get some momentum back Jesuit's way.
We need a big statement here.
And they're going to run the ball to the right side. And that is a stretch, and they're going to bring him down just short of the first. Ball comes out, but I think he was already down.
Yep, whistle blew before that. I mean,
so that'll bring up 3rd and short.
I thought he was going all the way, but a nice tackle right in the ankle region.
Yep, Joe Snimpson on the tackle. Just barely ankle bit him, and that'll bring up 3rd and 2 for the Mavericks. We'll see what they whip out here.
3rd down and 2 now for the Mavericks. Ball's on about the 7-yard line.
So ball on the 7 for the Mavericks.
So
if they get this, it'll be 1st and goal. Oh,
a high
snap. QB's going to run it, and just like that, it's 13-0 Mountainside.
This is definitely not the start Coach Potter wanted here at Cronin, and I don't think anybody, frankly, wanted here.
I don't think anyone expected this.
No. I mean,
Mountainside's tough competition, but
Mountainside is ranked 19th, and Jesuit is 11th here. Maybe.
So we knew this was going to be a tight battle, but a commanding 14-0 as Max Ryusaki knocks through the extra point.
No good.
And just like that, it's 14-0 Mountainside. That's a 2-touchdown lead, and we are not even halfway through the first quarter here.
Concession stand is open for business. Hot dogs, pizza, your favorite cold beverages, proceeds.
So Jesuits offense will try to regroup here and hope to regain all this momentum that they've lost.
I'm thinking that might have not been good. 13-0.
13-0? Did
I don't
that
thi-
miss?
Yeah, I think that missed.
That might have missed. That missed to the right.
We apologize. The angle here, everything looks in, but
Appears to have
13-0.
missed wide right,
Mm-hmm.
and that game will actually stay 13-0. But that's no better for the Crusaders. That's still a 2-possession lead for the Mavericks. And Mavericks will hop out on kickoff for the second time tonight.
Ryusaki teed up the ball for the Mavericks.
And Ryusaki will tee it up as he will kick it away a second time.
Will it be another squib?
Will it be another squib? Will the ball get back to the returner? We've seen every single kickoff so far this game has been a squib kick. Will he actually kick the ball? Nope, it's another squib. It's an onside. Oh, he fumbled it!
Oh.
And Mountainside has it. It bounced off his hands, and Mountainside recovers. So ball's now going to be on the Mountainside 48. They're almost at midfield. And this game is all Mountainside so far.
He panicked there. He wishes he probably made a better play, but unfortunately, Mountainside has recovered.
Well, on onsides, you just need to get on that ball.
Yeah.
You need to just dive
jump
on the
on
ball, and he hesitated just a little bit. I think they were expecting a squib. They only had one returner deep, but I don't think they were expecting an onside. That was a full-on onside kick, and beautifully executed.
So 3 unconventional.
Looks like Mountainside's going to run this ball.
Kicks here.
Yep, run right up the gut, and Jesuit appears to have shut that down, but he's going to fight through a lot of Jesuit tacklers.
And on the play sets of a second down. 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 here at
So
Cronin.
2nd and 6 here for the Mavericks. And they just continue to roll. Looks like they're going to run the ball again. No, it's a fake. It's a play action. And that's going to go to number 10 on Mountainside, Jacob Pimentel. And he's going to run that ball all the way up inside the Jesuit 30.
Yeah, that was 10+ yards right there. Great PA.
Great job moving the chains.
Side first down. Making a stop for the Crusaders, Joe Stimson. 1st and 10, Mavericks.
So Joe Stimson on that stop.
27-yard line.
And Mountainside's going to run it to the left, and he has a lot of green. And just tripped up at about the 12 by Joe Stimson.
Hit the guard.
Stimson's everywhere on the field tonight for the Crusaders, and they're going to need it.
Hit the ground there relatively hard, but he looks okay. And the coach looks very pleased here. Great plays for Mountainside here, and they're just executing perfectly. Jesuit has not been able to read any of those plays.
Well, Mountainside really started out, and they couldn't really establish the run on the first couple of plays of that first drive, and that's really where Jesuit was dominating them. But now, after they started running that the trips concept with 3 receivers, it really seemed to confuse Jesuit, and now they can run the ball, it appears, however they want. And as I say that, the QB's going to fight for extra yards. Looks like he got a couple there, maybe about a 5-yard carry, so that would bring up.
Yeah, so Mountainside here
Second and 5.
their first few downs were pretty slow. We weren't thinking much was going to happen after that. You'd want to have a strong first down and a strong second down, but since then, it's just been an exponential growth in their
And they're going to run the ball again. Another QB keeper. Actually, that's not the QB. They keep on direct. They keep on direct snapping it to the tight end and having him run the ball. So that's something Jesuit definitely is going to have to watch out for.
Yeah,
is number 5.
If they can catch on to that, that can change the ball game.
And that is a big boy, 6'4", 215 pounds, junior, Sam Villadal. And he is just running all over the Crusaders right now. It's okay though; it's early. They've got some time. They've got some time to make some adjustments. But
Coach Ken Potter, does not look pleased on the sideline right now.
So 3rd and 5 for Mountainside on the Jesuit 7, already up 13-0, and they're looking up. They're looking to make this 20-0 or maybe even 21-0 if they go for the 2-point. Jesuits hoping to shut this down, and we had an injured Maverick on the play. It was Sam Villadal, but he looks to be all right. Hoping he's okay. He's walking off under his own power. And we'll see this Mountainside offense come back onto the field in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, these varsity football players, they are something.
They're tough.
Yeah, I mean, they can take mostly anything. You know, if they can't get up, that it has to be bad because they're just strong.
Mountainside's going to line up for another. Oh, a pitch. A pitch to the outside.
That's just amazing stuff. Whoever drew that up.
Great blocking on the left side.
Whoever drew that up really deserves
and
some praise here.
Number 3, Sean Jarek is going to run that in. And that's going to put Mountainside up 19-0 here in the first quarter. So far, we've just seen an offensive onslaught for Mountainside. I mean, Jesuits only run 2 offensive plays this entire game. And that kick is going to go through this time. I did have the angle on it. And then that's 20-0 Mountainside. I honestly thought they would go for the 2-point conversion there because that would pull them up to an even 21-0. But I guess they're opting to just keep their 3-possession lead and not really risk missing another extra point. But so how will Jesuit respond? We've seen a squib kick, and we've seen a straight-up onside kick. If you're Jesuit, do you pull your returner from deep and let that ball go out of the back of the end zone if they kick it deep, and try to cover the onside, or do you keep a man deep and hope that they kick it deep?
Yeah, I wonder what Coach Potter is thinking here, because on one hand, you need a statement. You're down 20-0, and you need to turn this game around. But on the other hand, you don't want things to get worse. It's only the first quarter. Things can take a turn. If you start playing the right football, it can go right. So
it looks like Jesuits opted to have one returner deep. That appears to be number 5, Grant Valley. As Max Ryusaki is going to kick this away. Oh, and we have a penalty on the play.
Delay of game.
Refs are going to converse. They're going to talk this one over here. I honestly don't know what just happened.
I don't think the clock ran out.
I don't think the clock ran out, but we'll see here. Something about them setting up for the kickoff. Oh, and we'll be getting the call here in a second. So Jesuit appears to be covering both the onside kick and the possibility that Mountainside will try to blast one deep because they have Grant Valley deep and they have Joe Stimson right in front of him. Looks like those two are talking it over a little bit. And then they've loaded up. They have the rest of their players in between the 40 and the 50. They've loaded up just in case they try another onside. And
the coach is
coming out. The coach is coming out. And Mountainside's coming off. Jesuit's coming off. This is truly bizarre right here. Looks like Coach Potter's talking it over with the Mountainside head coach and the refs.
Yeah, I've never seen this before. I wonder what it could be.
Well, I hope we'll get the call here in a second. No way this could be a simple delay of game, though.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's watching.
All right, everyone's coming back out. Flag's getting picked up. And Mountainside's coming back on the field. So I am not sure what that was. Maybe the ref saw something that wasn't there. But it looks like no penalties will be enforced on the play. So unsure what was going on there, but Mountainside will kick off. And Jesuit has Grant Valley, number 5, back to receive it. Unless they try another onside or squib kick. But I think Jesuit has that pretty well covered. I don't think they're going to get away with that again.
Right-footed kicker here. Let's see where he
And
puts it.
he's going to he's just going to onside it to the other side, and that is how you cover an onside kick.
Third time's a charm, I suppose.
George Denning recovers the onside kick. The Crusaders will take over.
And so the Crusaders recover this onside, and Trainer Cleveland and this Jesuit offense will come back on, and they'll try to make something out of this great field position. They're at the 40. They're at Jesuit's 49. They're almost at midfield. So we've got 2 receivers on that right-hand side, but they look to be running the ball.
Just a ton of Mountainside students here tonight. I think.
And Jesuit's going to run that ball all the way up for what appears to be about a 7-yard gain, depending on where they spot this ball. They're going to spot it. Okay, 6-yard gain on the play for Jesuit on the carry.
Yeah, Coach definitely had some words with them. They're playing a lot better now.
That was an effective first carry. This Jesuit team really relies on this run, and they need to establish it if they want to have a hope of getting back in this game. They need to establish this run so Mountainside's scared of what they can do on the ground before they can really air it out. And they're going to run. That's a stretch to number 22, and he is met in the backfield by Mountainside, number 25, Aiden McGuire. So no gain on the carry by number 22, Luke Ortner. And Jesuit's going to go back to the drawing board. We'll see what they pull out here. We got the same look, 2 receivers on the right, and then everyone else bunched up on that left hash. We'll see what they pull out here. And great vision by the running back. He's going to fight for extra yardage and get the first down.
Hard hit, and hopefully he's okay.
Hard hit at the end of that play.
Hopefully it's just the air knocked out of them. But
and that's going to be an injury timeout for number 22, Luke Ortner. He's going to come out, and looks like hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him. He's going to come out for a little bit. Hopefully we'll see him later in this game. But number 1, Roman Mallard, checks into the game. And see what this Crusaders offense has now. First down of the game for Jesuit. Ball on the Mountainside 39-yard line. Still 2 receivers on that right-hand side. I think they're running the ball again.
that's what it looks
Oh, and they just got
that's
Mountainside to
offside.
jump. Quick count by Cleveland.
Crafty play there.
I think they were just waiting. I think Cleveland just waited to get them to jump, and their Crusaders are going to move up 5 yards on this play.
I mean, you need to get the little wins here. 20-0 down. The way you're going to crawl back up is just getting the little things right, and that leads to the big plays.
Oh, and they're going to run it to Mallard, and he's going to go nowhere. He tried to go right-hand side, but the blocking was not there to follow him. And Luke Ortner's going to check back into this game, so it looks like he was okay, which is great to see for this Jesuit offense.
Yeah, ideally, you'd go in a little bit more towards the center there, but I think he probably thought he could get a couple extra yards on the outside, but he's met with a tackle.
Great coverage by Mountainside defense. And we're going to same 2 receiver look, but to the left-hand side now. I think they're going to try to run this ball again. And no, it's a play action. And he has an open man. And that's going to be a touchdown to number 5, Grant Valley, in the back of the end zone.
That's what we needed right there. Go ahead, Sam.
So the Crusaders established the run early. And on what looked to be yet another running play, they pull a little trickery of play action out of it. They fake the handoff Trainer rolls left, and he finds Grant Valley in the back of the end. So just a beautifully drawn up play. And this is how Jesuit is going to have to claw back into this game, is with things like that.
I mean, that was just done perfectly. We baited them in, thinking that we're going to run for the third time. And then one of our first throws of the game, and he's just left completely wide open. And the kick is good there. So little things here. That kick, that can help us here.
So Mountainside missed that extra point on their second touchdown, so that's why it's 20-7. But Jesuit finally put some points on the board, which is great to see. And we'll see if this Jesuit defense can get their offense back on the field, which I certainly hope so after the momentum they've just given their defense. Looks like they're getting in a little huddle here.
We have a great presentation here at the end of this quarter, so stick around.
Hopefully we can bounce back from that shaky first half of the game. And it's looking good so far.
Well, Jesuit just did exactly what they needed to do there. They needed to get this defense back on the field with some momentum, and they needed to find a way to get themselves back into this game and reestablish themselves, because it's only the first quarter. It's still only the first quarter. We're less than a fourth of the way through this game. There's plenty of time for Jesuit to come back, but they needed to reestablish themselves.
Yeah, for sure. This is a football game. Everything's not going to go right, but it's the way you react when you're in that sort of situation, how you react to the adversity, and they did a great job there getting that touchdown.
So the ball is going to get kicked away. It's another squib, and Mountainside gets a handle on that at about the 12, and he's going to run it up to about the 25, 26-ish.
Yeah, that was a great squib.
Neither team's kicking it deep tonight. I wonder if it has anything to do with the cold, because when it gets cold, that the leather on the ball gets really, really hard, and it makes it really, really hard to kick long distances because the kickers can't boot it.
Yeah, and that hurts on the foot, those cold balls.
Okay, so the Jesuit defense has to get off the field here. Mountainside going to run it up the middle, and the pile's going to get pushed up for about an 8-yard, 9-yard gain on the carry.
Eight-yard pickup on the play, 2nd and 2.
So 2nd and 2 now for Mountainside. They keep that offensive momentum rolling, and Jesuit has to get off this field. Have to find a way.
Yeah, if Jesuit can shut them down here, ideally before like the 40 or 50, it can set up a prime opportunity here.
Oh, and they're running the ball again. Watch for a blitz by Jesuit. Jesuit's going to blitz a couple.
Oh.
And that pile is just going to keep on getting pushed.
Jaden Meshkoff on the carry. Gain on the play, good for a Maverick first down.
And that's a Maverick first down.
Yeah, I mean, he just went down the middle, and Jesuit reacted, but a little too late, and that's going to be a first down.
Well, Mountainside's getting great push up front. They're really, really, really getting a lot out of their big boys up front, and that's just decimating Jesuit's D-line, and they need to find a way to load. They need to stack the box. These Jesuit linebackers are often not the biggest guys, but they need to get more big guys in the box. And they're going to actually sweep it out, and he's
gone.
Wow, no. And he's going to dive at his ankles, and he's going to just barely miss.
Tries to get the tackle
So
there.
Joe Stimson with the attempted tackle there, but it just wasn't quite enough to stop a charging Reese Balu. And he's going to go all the way up the left side of the end zone. That's very similar to the play we saw them score on earlier. Earlier it was a screen pass. This time it was a toss, but that same concept. They're really just getting great blocks from both their offensive linemen and from their receivers to the side, and it's too much for Jesuit's defense right now. They need to come up with a way to stop this.
Yeah, that's exactly why they're winning the football game here, Sam. That O-line is giving them just enough time to make those nifty plays and ultimately be up here 27-7 here at Cronin Field.
So the Mavericks continue their 20-point lead. They go back to 20 points, and Jesuit, once again, is going to have to respond here, this Jesuit offense. But first, the kickoff. And we'll see if we see another squib here or if someone will try something new. But so far, all we've seen out of both kickers is just squib kicks or onside kicks. Mountainside tried an onside last time. It wasn't successful. And so I wonder if they'll try it here again. But Jesuit appears to be ready for another squib. They're stacking it up again. Valley deep to receive it, though, just in case. Number 5. And Max Ryusaki is going to tee this ball up for the fourth time this game.
So Jesuit's been in this position before, and I'm eager to see how they react. I think the defense is really kind of part of the struggle here. It's not been up to par, unfortunately.
And we're finally going to see the kicks away. It's going to bounce at about the... Oh! Did not take a Jesuit bounce. Valley just wanted to make sure that he didn't fumble that football, but it does mean that the Jesuit Crusaders are going to start at the 14. Their own 14. So not ideal field position, but a lot of room to work with.
Yeah, that's not ideal being down at the 14, but we saw it also with Mountainside. They didn't have a great first play of the game, and Jesuit's first down might not be good, might be great. We'll see.
Jesuit once again with that 2-receiver look. And I think they're going to run this football. Yep, and he appears to get tripped up. Ball came out after the play, so no fumble there, but looks to be about a 3 or a 4 yard gain on the play. Would have been longer, but he just got tripped up.
Yeah, you have to feel for him there. I think he stumbled or he was tripped, like you said, and he's definitely thinking he could have gotten more there. But it's a mental game here. Whoever's stronger up in their head will be stronger on the field here.
So, Jesuit, we haven't seen a lot of him. We saw him throw that touchdown, but Jesuit got back their quarterback, Trainer Cleland, as he's going to hand the ball off here. Oh, and a big run. Luke Ortner is going to go up to about the 33, but Trainer Cleland sustained a bit of a leg injury. You can see him wearing that brace out there, but he is back. He is healthy for the Crusaders. The Crusaders had Harper Sage start a couple of games, and that went pretty well for them. They beat Oregon City in, of course, Coach Potter's record-setting game, and they beat Grant. But now Cleland's back, and he's facing some serious opposition here from Mountainside.
Yeah, so Mountainside's head coach, Coach Lowe, he's been doing a fantastic job if he's the one drawing up these plays.
Oh, and sorry, Jake, I'm just going to cut you off there because we have a flag on that carry by Stimson. And we'll see what this is here. So that was about a 6-yard carry from Stimson, but there will be a flag on the play. And that's going to be a face mask on Mountainside. So that's going to extend this play even further. Can't be doing that on those tackles. But it is a physical game, so. So 1st and 10 for the Crusaders on the 42.
Yes.
They've moved this ball really, really effectively so far this drive.
So with being down on the 14, we really recovered that. Now all the way to the 42. It's exactly what I was talking about. Just how you're going to deal with it mentally. If you're not in the best situation, how you're going to do after that. You can't go back, rethink the last play. You got to always have a mindset on the next play, what you're going to do on just after that. So I think we've done a great job of that. And the first quarter is going to conclude with us on the 42.
And it is, so once again, it is Mountainside 27, Jesuit 7. And they're going to regroup here, and they're going to find a way to win this football game because they have offensive momentum. But the question is, can they find defensive momentum here? This defense has not been able to get off the field so far. Mountainside has had 4 possessions. They've scored on all 4. They've scored touchdowns on all 4, and all 4 have been on big plays.
What do you think of the strategies that Mountainside has drawn up here in the first quarter, Sam?
I think that they're really relying very heavily on the run, but really what they're relying on is they're not really running the ball up the middle that much. We're seeing a lot of them running the ball out to the sides. They're really using the sidelines effectively because they're really relying on getting good blocking from the receivers out there and having the receivers just box out the Jesuit defensive backs so that way they can't get to them. And that's really how they've been scoring a lot of these touchdowns, is by getting to the sideline and just going up the sideline. And this Mountainside team definitely has a lot of speed on it. They're very fast. So this field will flip, and Jesuits still on their own 42 though. And this is going to be a fake, and trainer Cleland's going to try to use his own wheels, but he's only going to get about 2 yards on the carry.
Yeah, definitely living up to their name here as the Mavericks. Fastest horses here.
Jesuit High School for being the 2024 6A OSA Cup recipients. Congratulations, Jesuit High.
So that ball will now sit at the 44, 2-yard gain on the play by Cleland, and he will go back under center here. Jesuit still with that 2 receiver look, and Keljo goes in motion, the tight end. They're going to hand the ball off now, and that is great vision from Ortner. He avoided a tackle, and he's going to get up right near that first down.
Yeah, I mean, that was amazing, just weaving in and out. It's easy to say it from the press box. The player isn't doing their best, or you think you can do that, but he's really in like a tunnel kind of, and he did an excellent job there, I think, going around 2 or 3 Mountainside defenders.
So he will pick up a Jesuit first down here, and Jesuit with only 1 receiver now on the left. Looks like they'll be running this ball behind the fullback. And no, they're going with a little trickery of their own. He's going to try to find something. That's a screen pass to Ortner, and Ortner is going to spin around a tackle and then spin into a tackle, and that will bring the ball all the way up to the Mountainside 43.
2nd and 5 here. He rolled off of that first tackle. Definitely a bit of luck, but also takes a bit of skill, staying on your feet after something like that.
Staying slippery. And we see Valley lined up on the right side. He's a bit of a speed demon himself. Runs track for Jesuit. And they're going to run the ball to Ortner again and try to pick up a couple more of those yards. I think he's going to get about 2 there to bring up 3rd and 3. Yes, it'll be 3rd and 3 for the Crusaders. And they've got some decisions to make as Stimson comes back onto the field.
Yeah, Mountainside's definitely on a high horse here, but, I think that the Jesuits are really starting to claw back, so I would be a little worried if I was Mountainside.
Well, Jesuits just really moving this ball effectively, as great catch on the play by Joe Stimson. Jesuit really now they're starting to use the sidelines really effectively, but great catch on the play by Joe Stimson to get that first down. And hopefully Jesuit can get this momentum back their way. They're not out of it yet, but they are going to the defense is going to have to get some stops and take the pressure off this offense. So some motion here. Keljo goes into motion.
Hoping to trick Mountainside here.
And they're going to go with a toss to the left, and that's very effective. Ortner taking some hard hits tonight so far, but he's just eating them up. And that's about a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, Ortner's been a unit tonight. He's definitely been the main man for the run. And he's had the air knocked out of him once, but he's done a great job just reading the plays and getting through here, and ultimately leading to a lot of yardage tonight.
Oh, looked to be more of a man look for Mountainside, but we see more of that motion from Jesuit, and they're going to throw, and Cleveland doesn't appear to have anyone. Bobbled, and I think ultimately caught, but for no gain.
Yeah, I don't think Mountainside knew where the ball there was for a second, and it's a shame that we couldn't have gotten a better play off of that, because we definitely had a few extra seconds.
Great protection from the O-line, making sure Cleveland didn't get hit, but that is going to be a loss of 2 yards for Jesuit, and that'll bring up 3rd and 8. So big 3rd down here. They're not really in field goal range, especially on a cold night like tonight. And Jesuit's going to have 2 out to the right.
Yeah, we were just feeling the breeze.
And refs are going to blow this play dead.
Timeout on the field.
Timeout
Mavericks.
for Mountainside.
Mountainside wants to think this over. This is a crucial 3rd down. If Jesuit can convert here, they're gaining a lot of momentum, especially getting a big 3rd down like this. I mean, 8 yards. But Jesuit needs to convert this. They need to make sure they're getting more points on the board because the defense hasn't found a way to get off the field yet. So in the meantime, the best thing Jesuit can do is just keep on putting up points and hope the defense can figure this out and find some stops, which I think they will.
Maybe I'm thinking too far into the future here, Sam, but if we could pull off a 1st down and a touchdown and then stop the Mavericks on their next possession, we could definitely turn this ball game around.
Well, then they scored on the next possession. Right now it's a 3-possession game, but with a touchdown here and a stop, it could become a 1-possession game. And Jesuit's going to come out with 4 receivers. Definitely a passing down, 3rd and 8. But they're going to come out with 4 receivers. A little bit of a trips concept, kind of like what we saw Mountainside running. 3 guys on the right. And Cleveland's going to be looking to throw this ball strong from outside. And Cleveland's going to escape the pocket. And he's going to throw, and that's going to be intercepted at about the 20 by Mountainside, and that is not what the Crusaders wanted at all. He was flushed out. He was rushed to his right and couldn't really find anything. He was looking for something that really wasn't there, unfortunately.
Yeah, he was really trying his hardest, but sometimes you kind of have to step out of your brain and just go into the instincts and run it straight down there. But easier said than done, and it looks like Mountainside are on their own 18.
Yeah, I thought he was going to turn the corner there, try to cut it upfield, but obviously he had a long way to go, so I think he just wanted to try to pick all those yards up.
Yeah, it's always frustrating as a quarterback when you see the vision and you can't execute it because you know what you want to do, and then it doesn't go through.
Oh, and that's a direct snap, and Cade Mitchell's going to run, and that is a long run for Cade Mitchell, 11 yards. So a lot of designed runs where they just snap the ball and run, and then just run it straight out of that from outside. Not a lot of fooling around. And they're going to have a 4-receiver look here.
Looks like the rain is starting to come down here. I wonder how much that'll play into the game.
Wonder if that played into how Trainer handled the ball. And that's going to be a screen pass to number 3, and he is going to run. And look at the wheels. Just going to turn the corner, and Jesuit's going to take him down just short of the end zone. So a great save for Jesuit, but definitely not what they wanted as with Mountainside running the ball down that far.
Yeah, you know, it's always hard giving that up that much yardage, but having that much effort to really chase him down it's just great to see. And you have to look on the bright side here. We could stop it, and that could be a game changer. It's not likely, but the fact that we're willing to make those plays really says something about Jesuit.
We're going to line up. This is definitely rushing down, but the refs are going to blow this play dead as well.
Timeout, Mavericks.
Timeout.
And the Mavericks are going to take their second timeout of the half.
Open throughout halftime. We have some brand new Jesuit apparel for you to review. All proceeds support the Rupe Fund here at Jesuit High. And again, our
So they're going to talk it over. If I was Jake, if you were Jesuit, what are you thinking right now? What are you thinking about?
I'm definitely thinking just no more yardage for Mountainside here. I mean, it's really hard in the end zone. You have to be aware of a short throw, but you also have to be aware of the running. And it's just kind of a lose-lose situation here. But if you could pull off a sack, find a gap in the offensive line of Mountainside, that would probably be ideal. And I think they were probably thinking of something along the lines of that.
Well, so far, great protection from both sides. No sacks so far this game. Not really that much QB pressure. And Mountainside's going to run that ball. Number 81.
Yeah, that looked like a drawn-up play. They probably talked about that in the huddle. Just really getting through that offensive line. And I think that's going to be a key for this game. Mountainside has a great offensive line, but if you can find a hole there, then you can just squeeze in and get the ball and make them not gain any yardage.
And this rain is really starting to come down here. You can see it.
I'm going to make a prediction, and I think there's going to be a lot of short plays this game.
Running. And that was another design run, but it got blown dead.
I think that would have been a touchdown, so
could have been. Once again, that's Sam Villadal. And direct snap to him. And Crusaders. Oh, Crusaders. False start, I think. Half the distance to the goal.
And the weather is definitely taking a turn for the worse here. Hoods are coming on in the stands, and that's a touchdown for Mountainside.
So Mountainside's going to score their 5th touchdown of the game here.
And I think there is a high chance that would be a touchdown, but I think we all kind of have to have some sympathy for Jesuit and kind of support them here. They really tried their best there, and I was pleased with that. I mean, stopping the other team for 2 downs, especially when you're right on the goal line, is great.
And that ball is going to go through the uprights.
You can really see the frustration starting to kick in, but also the Jesuit players just giving their all. I mean, it's a very low percent that you're going to block the ball, but they're trying as hard as they can to get around and dive in front of the ball, and just great determination. Both sides of the bleachers are full to their brim despite the bad weather.
Well, if you're Jesuit here, you just can't get too frustrated. You can't get in your own head, because that's where you start messing things up for yourself. And they just are going to have to take whatever opportunities are given to them, whatever opportunities the game presents them here. They're getting the ball back. They got to find a way to score, and then the defense has to find a way to get that offense back on the field and stop Mountainside. Mountainside's had 5 drives. They've scored touchdowns on all 5 of them, and that's been the key point in this game. Jesuit's been able to move the ball, but it's just a matter of, can the defense get that offense on the field, give them that momentum that they kind of need. And 2 deep now for Jesuit.
And Jesuit's been undefeated so far at home, and they're probably starting to feel the pressure here, despite it being halftime, that could be lost.
And a squib here, and oh, he missed that ball. The ball went right off of his hands and straight into number 80 on Mountainside's arms. He just dove on that ball. That's Will Hardwick on the recovery, and this puts the Crusader defense in an impossible position here.
The Mountainside fans going wild after they recovered that kick, and more quiet on the Jesuit side.
You don't say. Absolutely. It is really starting to come down here. And that has definitely been, I mean, we just saw it be a factor. This is definitely going to continue to be a factor. I don't think we see that many more passing plays, although it looks like they're set up for one here.
I think the rain has laid off a little bit, but it's definitely sprinkling down here. 2 seconds left.
Prior to the snap, that ball foul, delay a game against the Mavericks.
And you were right to call that, Jake, because the Mavericks just got charged with a delay of game, so they're going to have to come back a little ways and extend this to a 1st and 15. So a little bit unfortunate for the Mavericks there that they couldn't. But refs are doing a great job, by the way. It's a small part of the game, but refs are doing a great job of switching out the balls and making sure no ball stays in there for too long, because those balls they can get slippery. And a run straight up the middle, and flag on the play. It was thrown behind the play, so we'll see what happens here. But that was a run up the middle for about a gain of maybe about 2. And that's going to be holding on the offense, which will set him back even further. So starting to see a little bit of mental mistakes, which can happen. That's pretty easy to have that happen when you're this far ahead. I mean, 4-touchdown lead here and the ball. But Mountainside really has to stay locked in if they want to try to win this game.
Yeah, definitely fantasizing a little bit. You're starting to run away with it, but it's important to stay locked in and keep pushing. If you start playing on the score, and this goes for both sides, things can go south very quickly.
I think if you're Jesuit right now, you have to ignore the scoreboard and pretend like it's 0-0. I think you have to just try to... Oh! Wow! They're getting after the quarterback, and that's a flag. I think that's going to be a holding. Great run.
That's really unfortunate. Great job by the Mountainside quarterback there, getting out of that situation, but unfortunate that the sack couldn't come off there. He's very deep.
And that's going to be a hold on Mountainside. So they're going to move back even further. So what was once a 1st and 10 and what looked to be an ideal Mountainside position has now become a 1st and a country mile, 1st and 25. And this may be what Jesuits defense needed to get off the field.
Yeah, wow. That's definitely something that could help Jesuit get back into this game.
I mean, they are on their own 38, and the first down marker is on Jesuits 28.
Yeah,
so
I mean, the unfortunate thing here is Mountainside they can make mistakes. They have a little bit of wiggling room, but Jesuit really doesn't. They gotta bear down.
The Jesuit defense has to get off the field here. 1st and 35. I mean, you have to. Oh, they're going to take him down.
Great.
So, short gain on the QB carry. Definitely a designed pass play. Dropped back to pass, but there was just really nothing there. So he was smart. He tucked it down and just took what he could get. But that will bring up 2nd and 31 for the Mavericks. So only a 4-yard gain, which still makes this very, very, very long.
I think I'd expect to see some sort of play action with a long throw, because I don't see how else you could get all the way to 1st down.
Get all this yardage, yeah. And rain really is tapered off. It's just really sprinkling now. Won't be too much of a factor. And that is a great run from outside. But the ball did... Oh. That ball came out. And that is a fumble. And number 44 will recover. That is Ben Galuzzo on the fumble recovery. And Jesuits' defense has finally gotten them off the field. This is very crucial.
This is what I've been emphasizing the whole game. Kind of that mental state where you gotta focus on the small victories and build them up on top of each other like Lego. to get back at Mountainside.
46.
It's no small feat, but I think we can pull it off here. 4 minutes left before halftime.
3 receiver look. Jesuit's definitely looking to pass here, I think. Oh, and never mind. They are going to run the ball. Luke Ortner.
I mean, that's a great play. I think Mountainside was thinking the same thing you're thinking. It's going to be a throw, and
It was very disguised.
perfect.
Bringing 3 receivers onto the field like that, especially as the rain tapers off and maybe the QB will gain a little bit more of a grip on the ball, but
Second and a yard.
definitely was looking better. So that's a 9-yard carry for Luke Ortner, who has definitely played a huge role for this Jesuit offense. Really produced for them. And the lone Jesuit touchdown, however, did come on a longer throw to Grant Valley, and Cleveland will drop back to pass and throw an absolute rocket
First down.
to the sideline, and that will be a Jesuit first down to, oh, speak of the devil,
Grant Valley
it is to Grant Valley.
covering on the
So 4 minutes left to go here in this half, and the best thing I think that Jesuit can do, because remember, they received the kickoff, they received that second half kickoff. I think the best thing they can do here is control the clock, try to get down, get some points back on the board, and then regroup heading into halftime and hopefully come out of the half a better team.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, get a deep drive here. Obviously, you can't start with the ball after
And that's going to
half where
be
you left off.
screen pass to Stimson, who's going to go for a couple, but he's going to get forced out. So kind of tackled out of bounds there. And the clock will continue to run about,
I
but
mean,
by the time this clock runs down, we'll have about 3 minutes left in the half.
as Jesuit here, you know you're gonna hear some stuff from Coach Ken Potter at halftime. So you're bracing for that, and you also want to score a touchdown here and come back at half stronger. Defense will get a rest.
And that's going to be a jet sweep to Stimson, and that was very effective. Stimson's still on his feet, fights for extra yardage up to the 21.
An absolute
So a 12-yard carry from Stimson on 2nd and 8, and that'll reset the chains for the Crusaders.
a Batteringham-esque play right there. He just kept driving through, and he stayed on his feet. That's definitely a skill that will help Jesuit here. And ever since we got the ball here, we've looked like a different team. I think if we've been playing like this the whole game, it would have been a very different score line. But now you just kind of have to bear down.
And that's going to be a short screen pass again to Valley, and he's going to move a ball forward. So the Crusaders almost appear to be using a similar strategy to Mountainside, these quick throws, short little out routes, and Mountainside doesn't really know how to stop their own special sauce.
And trick plays here. That's definitely playing a big role. And still wet out, even though the rain has stopped. And that's definitely a reason for these short plays. But Jesuit, everything has gone right on this possession.
And that ball is going to get driven forward by
6
Luke Ortner
yards.
for about 6 yards. Yeah. And the clock will continue to run down. About 2 minutes left here in this half. And Jesuit's doing exactly what I said, which is controlling this clock. And they're going to try to get some points out of this. And we got this trips look again. 3 receivers on that right-hand side, 1 to the left. That 1 to the left is Valley, who caught the touchdown earlier. We'll see if we see something from him. And he's
Boom.
fire, and that's a touchdown to Valley to bring some life back into this Crusader crowd.
Referee's hands shoot up, signaling a touchdown here. Definitely, I think we were talking about this around the 4 or 5 minute mark, that Jesuit really needs a touchdown here in hopes things will get better after halftime, and they really delivered. It seems like a long way, but a few more touchdowns and you're there.
Well, Valley now with 2 touchdowns on the game, so great game for him so far. But we've also been seeing a lot of Luke Ortner, seeing a lot of Joe Stimson, and we'll hope these guys keep on making these key impacts, and that's going to be good.
At the start of this possession, we were definitely thinking halftime is going to be a good chance to kind of recuperate and come back and build some momentum. But now they're Jesuit is looking to keep that momentum at half. It's definitely going to be a different locker room, one of belief in oneself and their teammates. It's definitely just looking at the small things, and if you take out the first quarter, it's a pretty close game.
Well, if you're Coach Potter here, I mean, you're probably upset by the scoreboard, but you have to be happy about this momentum that Jesuits just gained here. I mean, they forced a turnover, the defense finally got off the field, and the Jesuit offense was able to capitalize, and they're moving the ball really effectively. So we'll see if the defense can find a way to just hold Mountainside and head into half down 20. I mean, it's surmountable, but they have a long way to go.
Yeah, and I'd expect nothing less from Jesuit here. You know, that mental strength and that togetherness is really playing a role here, and we look like a whole different team, which is great.
And the kick is away, and that is a squib, which will go out of bounds, and that ball will come back up to the 40. So remember, if a kickoff goes out of bounds, that ball automatically comes up to the, I believe, the 40-yard line. So that will be a penalty on Jesuit, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I think if we can hold them off here, we should be able to hold them off. I haven't seen the defense, but they're rested now. They haven't been battered with an onslaught of Mountainside players since 5 minutes ago. Definitely well and rested. Excited to get back on the field after a great Jesuit offensive possession.
Oh, and excuse me, that ball will come out to the 35, but here we go.
Let's see how the defense reacts here to the offense's
We
great
see
plays.
Cade Mitchell, and he's going to hand that ball off. And that's a dominant run. That's a 12-yard run.
Down at around the 47.
Yeah, Jordan Hicks on the carry there.
That's going to be a first down.
And Mountainside's going to call their third timeout. So that's their final timeout. So if you're Mountainside here, I think you're probably thinking to get into field goal range. And if they get into field goal range, they kick that field goal. This game goes from a 3-possession game to a 4-possession game. So I think that's really what they're thinking here. But I don't know the type of leg that their kicker has on him. He did miss that extra point earlier, so I don't know how close his range is. But we'll definitely see.
I was watching during warm-ups, and he seems to have a pretty powerful leg. So as a Jesuit defender here, you really need to make sure he doesn't get beyond the 35, 40.
And Mountainside's going to talk it over. Jesuit's going to talk it over. And
So,
see what they can cook up.
Homecoming Saturday night. A lot of these football players probably have plans, and I think a lot of the fans do too. And it's great to see everybody turn up for this game. I think this is probably the biggest game of the season, fans-wise. And also, you know, on the other hand, Mountainside is 2-0, and Jesuit is 2-0. So this is an important game both on and off the field.
And that is a huge run for the Mavericks. Let's bring up another 1st and 10. That was about a 15-yard run. And the Mavericks are going to hurry this up here as the clock is still running. They only have about a minute 20 seconds. We're going to run the ball again. And that's not really going to go anywhere. So Jordan Hicks finally stopped by this Jesuit defense. Really got swarmed there. And that'll bring up
2nd and 8.
And we have less than a minute to go here now.
Clock is running, 58,
Clock is ticking.
57, 56 here, on and on.
Well, if you're Mountainside here, you're just going to hope that he gets out of bounds, because now they're going to have to bring this ball up to the line pretty quickly here if they want to have a shot at a field goal.
Yep, running the clock, and I don't want to jinx it, but if Jesuit keeps playing like this, I don't think they'll be able to kick a run.
And Hicks is going to get a couple. He's going to get about 3, and that'll bring up 1st and 10, though. It was a 3rd and 2, and they're able to move the chains, and they just keep on driving.
The question is, will one more down be enough for Mountainside to kick it?
And so Mountainside brings their guys up and spikes the ball, which will bring up a 2nd and 10. And we'll see what they have designed here. They once again a trips concept. They got three receivers on that right-hand side, and looks like they're rethinking that. They're thinking it over.
I think all of Mountainside's strength is coming from the board here. So let's see how they perform.
10 seconds on the clock. On the
QB under pressure.
Oh,
airs it
and
out.
That's going to be shorted, and Stimson thought he had the pick, but it just went right. It was just a little bit too low for him, but that will stop the clock to create a 3rd and 10 with 14 seconds left. And if you're Mountainside here, I think you try to get off one more good play, definitely a passing play, because if you run the ball, you won't have enough time to kick the field goal, but they'll definitely run a passing play here, try to gain some of these yards, maybe get a 1st down even. But if you're a Mountainside guy, you catch this ball, you have to get out of bounds, because they only have 14 seconds, and that clock will run as soon as he catches that ball.
Yeah, their QB has done a great job of getting out of pressure here again.
And going to
throw.
kind of see a short throw here, and he's going to get out of bounds with 7 seconds on the clock, which creates an interesting situation for Mountainside.
Remember, if the ball goes out of bounds, the clock is stopped. So that was a nifty play.
And looks like they're going to test his leg, or not test it. Ball's on the 7.
From 15 yards. Or 7, sorry.
From 22 yards. 22 yards out total. And he's going to drill it.
It's good, and that's an extra
37 to 14.
3 points for Mountainside.
So 4 seconds left here, so you've got to just assume that Jesuit will just cover the kickoff and the clock will run out. And then they'll just try to head into this half and recuperate.
Yeah, that's not ideal, getting the kickoff, but definitely better than a touchdown here.
So both teams will come out on the kickoff. Stimson and Valley back to receive for Jesuit. And rain has completely cleared up now, so that won't be a factor anymore. Ground could still be wet from the earlier rain. It's raining a little bit earlier, but that won't really be a factor anymore. The cold will continue to be, but we already knew that from the start of this game. And he looks prepared to
drill it.
Boot this away to, I think, Valley. I think that's Valley back there to receive. And no, it's an onside. And safely recovered.
2 seconds left. Not expecting anything big to happen here, but maybe a Hail Mary play.
That was safely recovered by Michael Wild. And Jesuit will have 1st and 10 now, but I don't think they'll do much with it. There's only 2 seconds left. They'd have to go for some type of Hail Mary. I think they'll just bring this ball up, and I think they'll either just spike it or kneel it. But you never know. Maybe they might try to run this ball. Just for the fun of it. Nope, they're kneeling the ball. And they're going to kneel the ball and send this into half. So, at the end of the first half, the score is Mountainside 37, Jesuit 14. And Mountainside really gets a lot of that momentum back that Jesuit created with the stop and then the touchdown. They get it back by getting this field goal. And if you're Jesuit, you really have to make some key halftime adjustments here. I know Coach Potter's going to be a master at that. And those boys will come out of the locker room and
Halftime.
hopefully have what it takes to surmount this 23-point lead.
Yeah, halftime here is going to last about 15 minutes, so don't forget to tune back in. I'm sure Jesuit will have a long talk in the locker room and hopefully come out guns blazing.
The funds and awareness we raise tonight go towards supporting the family.
And welcome back to Cronin Field, as both teams are doing some limbering up after a halftime talk. So the scores currently, in case you're just checking in or if you're rechecking in and you've forgotten what's happened in the first half, the score is currently Mountainside 37, Jesuit 14.
Both teams are playing great. Both teams are playing great here, but Jesuit has had a couple of lapses, especially in the first quarter, leading to such a steep scoreline. Jesuit has, however, had great momentum. Their last offensive drive, almost every throw / pass was a touchdown. So they're definitely looking to get back into this game, but it's just a question of how much time they have and how effective they can be with the ball here.
Well, if you're Jesuit, the main issues here really haven't come on offense. They've come on defense, and the defense not being able to get off the field. Mountainside has now had 7 drives in this first half, and they scored on 6 of them. And the one where they didn't score, Jesuit did force a fumble. That was incredible. Joe Stimson recovered. But other than that, Jesuit really hasn't been able to get that offense on the field, and they haven't been able to get the defense off. And that's really going to be the key here, because if you look, Jesuit has scored 2 touchdowns. They have not been shut down that badly offensively. They scored on their last drive, but it is a question of can they, because obviously they can't make it up. They're going to have to get some stops, and where are those stops going to come, and how is Jesuit going to adjust to get those stops?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. You're coming out of the locker room, you're feeling great, and then all of a sudden, boom, 2 touchdowns, and that's hard to get back from. And that whole first quarter is not something that the team is going to be looking back on. And the defense were just stuck on the field first quarter and some of the second quarter. So halftime is kind of the only time they get a break, and they still kind of have that momentum with them. But unfortunately, Mountainside did score a field goal at the end of half there, but I think Jesuit just has to dig into their minds, remember what they could do on their last offensive drive of the half, and just kind of manifest that to happen again here.
And we're going to have another playing of Thunderstruck. But so the one key thing to note is that Mountainside did receive the first half kickoff, so Jesuit will receive here. So they will get the ball first. So they have a chance to put up some points early in this quarter, but then it will come down to, like I've been saying, that defense.
One thing to look out here, if you're new to the broadcast or you're tuning back in, is that there has been a lot of squib kicks and even 2 onside kicks. So we'll see here if this is going to be a long kick, which we've only seen one of, if I'm not wrong.
Only like 1 or 2.
And it's all been squibs. The rain has died down here, and it's almost obsolete.
And another squib kick. Oh, and he touched it. They have to get on that ball. Oh, great job from number 8. He recognized that he touched it. He made sure to get on that ball. Maybe not the greatest field position, but getting on that ball is really important.
Yeah, I'd say it's about average.
Great job by Wyatt Williamson.
About their own 27-yard line.
All right. And Jesuit setting up with this 3 wide receiver look again.
Fans are starting to get back into the seats.
Settle down from some halftime food maybe. And this is going to be a long run by Joe Stimson. And he's going to take that all the way up. That was a gain of about 8. So great carry on first down. Really, really nice to see. Jesuit reestablishing that run, because if you can establish the run, if you can make the other team fear the run, that really opens up the passing game. Because, oh, and they've switched the trips. It's on the left side now.
Yeah, kind of doing a reverse Mountainside here in the second half.
Trying to build some momentum, and that's going to be a quick handoff.
Oh, nice.
And really, really, really great run. Finding the gap by Joe Stimson.
Push back there, but I don't think much of that is going to count. And it looks to be a first down.
So first down for Jesuit. Definitely what they wanted out of the start of their first possession here in the second half. But can they carry this momentum into Mountainside territory? Ball's on the Jesuit 44. And it's going to be a question of how can they carry this into their struggles defensively? How can they use this?
Yeah, definitely trying something new. I don't think that we saw trips at all. That's 3 wide receivers in the first half, if maybe once or twice. But you know, it worked for Mountainside, and I think Jesuit is kind of trying to repeat history here.
And Stimson finally tripped up there for no gain. Or actually, I think it might have been a loss. Yep, loss of 1 on the play. So that'll bring up 2nd and 11 here for the Crusaders. It's encouraging that they've been able to move the ball here, but really all their struggles here have come defensively. So we won't really know the state of this Jesuit team until we see that defense.
Yeah, and the players need to keep warm here on the sidelines, and I know they're going through a lot of physical exercise, and you know that gets you kind of fired up, but you know, when you're on the sidelines for 5 minutes, you can get cold, so it plays a role here.
And smart from Valley there. He's going to catch a little out route for about 12, and he's going to get right out of bounds and move the chains again for Jesuit. Valley had 2 touchdowns. Both of Jesuit's touchdowns in the first half came on passes to Valley. So it'll be interesting to see how Mountainside decides to try to cover him here in the second half. And that's going to be a run up the middle by number 22, Luke Ortner.
The bleachers are almost completely filled up to what they were pre-halftime. I'd say about 90%, as the final students here slowly straggling back to their seats.
So these Jesuit fans, they haven't given up hope.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing about the Jesuit community, you know, staying together even when it's hard and knowing that things will get better and not giving up. Furthermore,
looks like a designed run here. Oh, no. Screen pass out. That's number 2, Joe Stimson. And he's going to take that all the way up for a nice long gain of about 10, and that'll reset the chains again.
Yeah, and this is just deja vu from that first half, I think. We're seeing a lot of the same plays that Mountainside did kind of being used against them. Kind of taste your own poison type of situation.
Both these teams are really utilizing the sideline really well. They're both really, they're spreading. They're running almost like a spread offense where they're just really spreading this defense thin. Sometimes they'll run this ball up the middle, which means you can't count on that because they're also throwing the ball towards the sideline. So they really are forcing this defense to react.
Throw.
And wow, Stimson's going to take this one all the way up to the 8. Big gain of about 19 to Stimson. Stimson's really playing a huge focal point in this offense. Coming out of the half, they're putting the ball in his arms a lot.
And earlier, right as this half started and before, I was talking about momentum, how it's really important that they carried it over, and it looks like they just did that.
And that's going to be a pitch to who I think is Luke Ortner.
I don't think that's
but that didn't go anywhere.
Yep.
That might be a gain of about 1. But I mean, hey, a yard is a yard.
Setting up now for 2nd and 9.
And Ortner on the carry again. Spins out of a tackle. Wow! What an effort!
That's a touchdown. Referee puts his hands up. And this is just great. It's all about momentum. And suddenly the game seems a little closer. 37-20. And if we can get the extra point, it will be 21-37, which is around 2 touchdowns and a field goal. So,
well, what Ortner did a great job there is he kept his legs churning, which is great for running back. You always want to keep the legs churning, and he ran in between the tackles. So he felt that first tackle attempt, he bounced off, he spun out of it. Guy didn't get too good of a grip on him, and he just kept the legs churning, and that carried him right through into the end zone.
Kick is good.
And that kick's going to be good. So Jesuit is going to get that third touchdown on the board, and that'll bring it to 21-37.
I mean, Ortner, he's just been fantastic. I mean, that's like the third tackle he's just rolled off of, and he's generating speed off of that roll. You know, you have one player going in for the tackle, the others are hesitant because they think it's going to be off. And when you can kind of evade that tackle, you get a lot of space after that, and that's exactly what he's doing, and it's led to a lot of yards and a touchdown here.
He's been really, really shifty. He's been really hard to bring down, and I think that was really crucial there, setting up that score. He kind of created that himself. I mean, great blocking by the own lineman to let him get in that position, but he really created something kind of out of thin air. I thought that was going to go for maybe 2 or 3 yards, and he turned it into a touchdown. So
yeah, he's definitely one of the most evasive players in the Metro League, if not in Oregon.
Back deep for the Mavericks, we have Sean.
Both these teams really utilizing their speed tonight, really in spreading the field. They're really using the sides really well.
Yeah, for
Haven't
sure.
really seen that many people try to break it vertically, though, and try to go deep. What appears to be an actual kick, kind of a short kick.
Kind of like a lob. He kicked the underside of the ball,
and Jesuit's going to mob him all the way back, push the pile. I don't know where they're going to spot this ball off forward progress, I think.
Yeah, I think I heard the whistle around the 31, so I'd expect it to be somewhere between the 35.
No, the forward progress will spot it up at near the 40. Because the carry,
yeah.
So if the ball carrier reaches a certain point, even if he gets forced back, he still is going to get that forward progress.
So that's on the 38, 39, right in between.
Mountainside still in their own territory, though.
Kickers have been very important in this game. That's led to a lot of touchdowns.
And wow!
He's going all the way.
First play from scrimmage in this second half for Mountainside. It's going to be a touchdown, and a long one at that.
And that one definitely
number
stings.
2. That one stings for Jesuit. I mean, you just worked so hard to put up that touchdown, and the defense just has no answer for number 2, Jordan Hicks.
I think that was definitely part of, staying warm on the bench and staying ready, and it doesn't appear that that's been done, and it really resulted in a touchdown. That hurts for the offense and also for the defense, knowing you can do better, and now it's just about thinking of the future.
And Mountainside's going to boot that one through.
Beautiful kick.
To pull their lead up to 44-21. So Jesuit offense will get another shot at it, but like I said, the key is going to be the defense. And the defense just has no response right now for Mountainside. Mountainside's really just attacking them from every angle. I mean, they've run the ball up the middle. They've stretched the ball out to the sides. They've thrown short passes. They've thrown long passes. And they have both the size and the speed to do all of these things effectively. And it makes it very hard for the Crusaders to stop because they just don't know what to expect from these Mountainside Mavericks.
Yeah, and this is a great matchup. Mountainside definitely getting the better of the Crusaders here. And, yeah, I mean, it's getting hard to bounce back, even if you have that momentum on offense, if you can't figure it out on defense. So let's see what the Crusaders do here as kickoff starts. Definitely a battle between the kickers, I would say.
Well, yeah, this is honestly the most interestingly kicked game I've ever seen, which does not sound like something someone would normally say, but this kicking here, I mean, I wonder if there's a reason behind all the squibs, because the rain has died down. There isn't really a ton of wind, but the kickers just continue to not want to kick the ball more than about 20 yards. And,
another
onside. I wonder if this is part of Mountainside's strategy, just kind of hoping that to set their offense up and keep Jesuit's offense off the field. And the logic being, well, if Jesuit's offense is good enough, they're going to move the ball no matter where we put them. So it's better just to try to get our offense back on the field and take the pressure off our defense, because I think they see that Jesuit's defense is struggling to stop them right now.
28 on the Crusaders, suffered a pretty high hit there. It's good to see he was okay, and you know, I'm surprised that wasn't a flag. George Denny, he just ate that up.
Stimson's going to run between the tackles, fight for extra yardage.
Pretty good yardage there. Stimson's been great this game.
And we continue to see Sam Viadal.
It's really been about consistency this game, and I think Mountainside's just had more of it, and Jesuit hasn't. But it's a very evenly matched game. I don't think the scoreline really reflects how even this game is. It's all been up to a couple of lapses. As the throw goes low there, and it's going to be incomplete.
Target on the play was Nick Zervis, but just couldn't quite get there.
Yeah.
Cleveland was rushed and just couldn't quite get enough zip on that ball to get it to Zervis, but I believe that was a design screen. Once again, both teams stretching the field here really well horizontally.
I think offensively, Jesuit has definitely gotten better this half. Flag on the play.
That's going to be a delay of game. And trainer Cleveland does not look happy about that. Frustrating little mental mistake there. I mean, as a quarterback, you're watching out for so many things, but you really do have to be watching that clock.
Yeah, that's hard on the players. A delay of game, but I'm confident they can bounce back.
So we go from a 3rd and 1, and now we're at a 3rd and 6. So this becomes a 3rd and, you know, a little bit, just a little push to now you're going to actually have to get some, like a real play here. And as we see them set up in trips, they're going to have 3 wide receivers on that right side, and Cleveland's just, he fell down. Number 3, he fell down, and he is frustrated that he could not execute for this team. So if you're Jesuit, you have to go for this. I mean, you're down big. You're down 23 points. You don't really have a choice in this. You have to go for this. But it's really frustrating that not only could he not get any positive yardage, but he lost him 6 yards on that play. And not really his fault either. Just a little slip.
Yeah, I think as Jesuit here, it's hard, you know. You got to make low percentage plays here. You can't really stick to what you're comfortable with. You got to go because you're down 20, 23 points, and you got to do something. You can't just play it safe. And it looks like they're not going to be going for it. Or maybe they will.
I think they will. I think they're just talking over what they're going to do.
Yeah.
See Coach Potter getting in there. And the cowboy hat has come off, by the way. The cowboy hat that Ken Potter was wearing has come off. I don't know where it went. Now I'm curious. I think it might have come off in the locker room when he was trying to...
Yeah, we can only speculate.
Trying to rile these guys up. But if you're Jesuit, you have to convert here. I mean, you've just got to keep the momentum you had on offense going, because this defense is already really struggling, but if you can give them some sense of momentum, some sense of the direction of this game, then that's really good. I mean, if you look really, most of this damage by Mountainside was done in that first quarter, and where they went up, they went up 20-0. And really, since then, they haven't really extended their lead that much. Jesuit's been scoring right back at them, but it's just the fact that they were able to gain that early lead that really allowed them to get this. And wow! What a throw, and he's going to keep on going up the sideline.
He's gone.
He fought through a tackle, and he's into the end zone. Wow!
Touchdown, Jesuit.
What a touchdown by Jack Tungy.
And that is going to be 27-44. Let's see if the kicker can extend it to 28-44, or they go for the 2-point.
And great Great find by trainer Cleland. He stayed calm. He rolled out, and he found a great option in Tungy. Big target, 6'4", 200 pounds. And Tungy caught that ball, and he just ran with it. He had to roll off a tackle there, but did a great job staying in bounds, running up that sideline. And Jesuit will drill the kick.
And hopefully here the defense is prepared. I think they learned the hard way that first drive from Mountainside. But hopefully the second drive here is better. I think
they were just caught off guard, honestly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, first drive, like you wish you could take that back, and I think they're definitely going to be more alert here, and this is very much a game that's on the whiteboard from both coaches, and for Coach Ken Potter especially, it's frustrating. A lot of human error this game, and that has led to a scoreline like this. A very high-scoring game, I would say, for high school football, and you know, you kind of have to trust your players here as Jesuit is getting ready to kick off.
So only a 2-possession lead right now for Mountainside. However, they do get the ball.
Time to place our bets. If it'll be a squib.
Will it be a squib kick?
Yep.
Oh, this has become my new favorite part of the game here, Jake.
Will
it be a squib kick? I'm going squib. I think they squib it. They squib it. No! I'm so utterly wrong, and he blasts it to the 9.
Fake little play there, but
he's going to cut it back. And wow, what a return.
50-yard line, I would say.
Now I almost wish we had squibbed it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of bad. The one time it wasn't a squib was the one time they had a pretty good run there. And
maybe this is the reason why they've been squibbing the entire game, Jake.
I think they might be, it might be the kick return. They're scared of how good Jesuit's kick returners are, and Mountainside's very evenly matched team, so maybe evenly matched. Yeah, maybe evenly matched kick returners. Yep. Hands it off. Right into a Jesuit player, and is brought down.
That's Jack Tungy actually on the tackle.
Yep. And I think that's going to be 2nd and 3, maybe 2nd and 4. We'll see.
A little bit more than that.
2nd and 4.
2nd and 4.
Yep.
Get about 6 on the play, 2nd and 4 on the Crusader 46.
Collapsed, but no snap from the center.
I think he was trying to hard count the Jesuit defense, get them to jump off sides, get them a little bit jumpy.
Yeah.
Because if you're Jesuit's defense, you have to stay composed here. You haven't gotten a stop, you need to get a stop, and you need to stay composed to get that stop. You can't start making stupid mistakes. And
weaving in and out, and he gets that first down.
Finally gets wrapped up.
And he's down to like the 36, and that was, I'd say, 10-ish yards.
Really thought the Crusaders were going to meet him there, but he got shifty, went outside, and then they couldn't really do anything to bring him down until he had already gotten well past the first.
Yeah, both running backs here, Sam, have been very evasive.
Both teams running the ball really well in general. And he did not like what he saw there. Getting a little bit more direction, I think, from the sideline. We'll see what they run here. And they're going to run the ball up the middle, but not too effective. Solid gain on the play of about maybe 4 or 5, but
making the stop was Jaden Hedges for the Crusaders.
Number 10, Jaden Hedges on the stop.
The bleachers are starting
tackle.
to empty on the Jesuit side, unfortunately.
Uh-oh. And Hedges now back in almost a safety role. Looks like Jesuits expecting a run here. They've stacked the box. They put a lot of guys right up front there. And, yeah, it really looks like they're expecting to see a run here. But you never know. It's very tricky. And what do you know? Pitch to the outside. And that's going to be a Mountainside touchdown.
He somehow holds on to his balance, and that's just a great skill, you know. Moves his center of gravity towards the middle. He is running.
He just tight ropes the sideline.
Yeah, I know. It was That's crazy.
Quick feet, high
Leaning.
knees, and just jets into the end zone.
Leaning
Wow,
into
what a
the
run.
center, and it was just a kind of crescent-like run, and this has been one of the most interesting football games I've seen in a while.
What's interesting, just both teams really, really taking the field horizontally. I mean, football is a vertical game, but both teams are really stretching the field out.
3:37 remaining in the third period. The score
And the kicker for Mountainside, perfect again. I think both kickers have only had one.
There's only been one miss on the day.
Error from
Max
the Mountainside,
Ryusaki missed an extra point early on.
but
He missed that. He made it 13-0 instead of 14-0. But other than that, both kickers perfect. And wait, this Mountainside touchdown does mean we get to play my favorite game called Will They Squib Kick It? And honestly, with the patterns of Mountainside, I have to stick with the squib kick. They're gonna squib kick it.
you know, I'm gonna go out of the pattern. I think they're
You're going
gonna
out
go.
of the pattern.
I think they're gonna go for like a chip on the left side around
Chip
the
on
20.
the left. Bold prediction. I think we see an onside here. I mean, but you never know, honestly, at this point.
I need to see. I'm gonna make my updated prediction after I see how everybody's lining up.
Yeah, me too. I still think they onside it, honestly. But I was proved wrong last time. This could happen again.
I think it's gonna be a chip. I think the kicker is
Mountainside
looking.
kicker's pretty deep.
He's looking, and Jesuit looks ready for anything close. I think it's gonna be a chip. There's kind of a gap in between the receivers,
See what he
and
does. Nope. Oh my
Oh,
God, he goes
drills
deep. Are you
it.
joking?
that's 2 in a row.
That's 2 in a row. They're actually kicking the ball. And Valley's going to lose.
Oh.
Wow, weaving. Fights off a couple of tacklers, but only makes it back up to about the 20.
You know, unfortunately, he only does make it to around the 20, but that was just great job, like, holding on there to the ball, and, I mean, it could have been a lot worse. It's now down to around, like, an average place to be, but it could have been
Well, he
down to
stayed
the
composed
15
there.
or even to the 10.
Valley hasn't returned one all night. Mountainside's only been squib kicking it or onside kicking it or maybe chipping it.
Stayed prepared.
But he definitely was on there. And we're seeing a trips concept on the left side. So 3 receivers on the left side. Could indicate a pass.
A lot
But
of
a lot of
room to work
trickery.
with.
Yep, screen pass. That's a screen pass to number 8.
I'd say that was pretty successful, no?
I'd say that's pretty successful. I don't think it's what they wanted. I think they wanted to take that a little bit further. But it was a great pass to Wyatt Williamson. And
Yeah, you know, in this game, unfortunately, yes, that's pretty successful, but you need more than that. You need looking like a miracle here as Jesuit is down 51-28.
Valley.
Cleveland's pass complete to Grant Valley.
To the outside, and I think that'll move the chains. So 7-yard gain on first, and then Valley gets us up to the first down, and that'll move the chains down.
Grant
to the
Valley
34.
gets the first down, and let's see what they can cook up
So we have
here.
3 receivers on the top. That's Nick Zervis, Jack Tungy, and then a little bubble screen got ran, and and he's lost the football. I think he jumped on it though. So Stimson, the pass was to Stimson on that left-hand side, and Stimson just lost the football. And
Oh, you
we got
hate
a
to
timeout.
see it. Looks like there's an injury here for
Oh.
Mountainside.
I hope it's just a cramp. They're stretching his leg out. I hope it's just a cramp, but
You know, this has been a pretty rough game, but both teams have stayed pretty clean. I haven't seen anything too dirty.
yeah, that's one thing I have noticed. Not a lot of penalties. We did have that one Mountainside drive where there was like 6 penalties in a row, and we ended up with a 1st and 35. But other than that, very clean game from both teams, which is great to see.
Yeah, it's mostly been delay of game and
Yeah.
offsides, which is good. Both teams staying clean.
So that was Kai Franco. He's a junior walking off, but he's under his own power. He's okay, I think.
Mhm.
And we are going to see that 3 receiver concept again with Williamson, Zervis, and Tungy.
Ball is snapped.
And Valley's going to run a quick little route, and he's going to get out of bounds, and a bit of a late hit there. See, looks like the refs aren't going to.
I think he was still in bounds.
I think he was still in bounds. I think he was just trying to drive him out of bounds, so clean hit there, but.
A little bit hard, but just setting the tone here. And good job from Grant Valley, was it?
Yeah, Grant Valley, number 5.
Not reacting to that. Fair play. And game goes on, 15 seconds on the clock.
Just good to see some decorum here. Because football can definitely be a very heated sport, and it's good to see both teams just demonstrating some class.
Ball is snapped.
And that's going to be a screen pass to Stimson, and Stimson has nowhere to go. He's going to fight back the other direction.
Oh.
And whoa, what is happening? Throw a block, Trainer Cleveland. Stimson reverses the entire field, and I think he might have picked up that first down. We'll have to see.
That is just amazing there.
3rd and 6.
He had nowhere to go, and he just finds the pocket, sees about 5 feet of space, goes full on into it, and
that will
ultimately
move the
moves the chains. Yep.
Wow.
First down for the Jesuit Crusaders.
Stimson created something out of nothing.
That is amazing,
I
and that's what Jesuit's going to need here. If they want to turn it around, they're going to need some long throws, but they're also going to need first downs, quick first downs.
Stimson's going to come catch a breather on the sideline, get some water after that great play, and they're going to quick snap the ball. And back to Luke Ortner, who's going to cut up the sideline, and he has a lot of green.
A lot of low hits here around the knee region. I think that's what happened to Stimson, why he might be taking a breather. He didn't get up quickly, probably tired, but those low hits are pretty dangerous here.
It's the most effective way, because you watch the way Ortner shakes off arm tackles. I'd be trying to go below his waist too. He just really is good at shaking off the arm tackles and running through the tackles. And they're going to hand it off to Ortner again. And he, once again, brought down below the waist.
And Stimson and Ortner both are very strong in their arms. They've been shaking off tackles all game, and I think that's a new strategy here for Mountainside, going low under the waist.
And Ortner's going to come back off, and Stimson's going to come back in. We switched from 2 2s to just 1 2. Stimson's going to line up next to Cleveland. And then we're going to see that same 3 wide receiver look, but I think they're going to run the ball left side. Stimson's got running room, and he's fast. He's going to cut it inside, shakes off a tackle. Electric run from Joe Stimson all the way down to about maybe the 4.
Amazing, and that's what we were just talking about. Pretty low tackles towards the angle, the first 2, and I think the last one, which was the 4th, which ultimately got him down. But the first 2 he just shook off. Somebody tried to go high, made that mistake, and he just rolled, shook it off, and
that's got to be
down to the 5, almost 6.
That's got to be all the work you put in the off season. I mean, getting in the gym, and that's where it pays off in the game.
Oh.
And that's why at Williamson,
and
they tried a little screen pass there to Williamson, but didn't go much of anywhere.
Short gain on the play will be 2nd and goal.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3. So they will get a couple of yards out of it. They'll get 2. And looks like we're going to have that 3 wide receivers. Jesuit running a lot of screen passes. They're really running behind that 3 receiver set. And looks like they're going to run the ball the other way, and Stimson's going to punch that in. Stimson punches it in for another Jesuit touchdown. So Jesuit continues to fight. It's 34-51, though, and the defense just has not been assisting them in getting off this field, but Jesuit has not given up.
Yeah, as a defender here, you're thinking what you can do better, and I think they really want to affect this game in a positive way, and it just hasn't been going good for them on the first couple of drives. And ultimately, you gotta be ready right when the ball is snapped. You can't be daydreaming, and hopefully the defense here is alert and ready and turn this game around, it takes offense and defense.
And another perfect kick. And now we get to play my favorite game again, although I have been wrong twice in a row now.
I think we
Called
both
Will They
have.
Squib?
You know, I think it's going to be a squib here.
To the concession stand. Lisa, to the concession stand, please.
Waiting until they line up.
Yep. I'm waiting. I can't call it early. I've been wrong too many times.
I think it might be an onside kick just based off of how long the coach has been talking for.
Well, also, you got to think. I mean, they've got to get the ball back somehow. The defense hasn't been doing it. The best way might be to see. The question is here: do you afford your defense some insurance, try to pin them deep, or do you onside it and you try to get the ball back early?
I think the reason they drove down is because they're up by a lot, but now I think they're starting to sense the gap is under 20. It's around 14.
It's 16.
16, yeah. So they're starting to sense it.
Two-possession lead still.
2 touchdowns and a field goal for Jesuit to get the lead. So I'm going onside.
I think they kick it deep. What? Squib! And
Yes!
Jesuit recovers! There's the momentum!
I don't know if I was right or not.
You know what? It doesn't matter. That's a squib. I think it's a squib kick, but all that matters is that the Jesuit Crusaders, it bounced right off number 21 on Mountainside's hands.
That is exactly the miracle Jesuit needed here.
It bounced right off
Bounces
Jaden
off
Meshkov's hands and right into the arms of the Jesuit Crusaders. And now the Crusader offense, they have momentum. The question is, can they capitalize? Now remember, this is still a 2-possession lead because if Jesuit gets 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions, that's 16 points. They tie up this game. Screen pass to Grant Valley, who's going to try to make something. Oh!
Holding.
That, I mean, I don't know if you're allowed to do that, but they grabbed his jersey, and Valley's fired up.
If I'm Coach Ken Potter right now, I'm not going to be happy with that, but it looks like there's not going to be a protest.
1 yard on the play by Valley, but he gets dragged back.
Yeah, the game's starting to get more scrappy. I think after
More
that,
heated, yeah.
After that, I think
Onside.
Mountainside realized they're in some trouble here, and we'll see what happens next.
Mountainside, after jumping out to a 20-0 lead, they technically now, the Crusaders have outscored them ever since. The Crusaders have scored 4 more points than they have since they jumped out 20-0. And so that does technically mean that Jesuit has a momentum here.
Yeah, that really shows how important it is to start the game off with tone.
Yeah. They're playing some Seder Nation. I think they want some momentum. The Jesuit High School Spirit song. I think they want some momentum heading into this 4th quarter. They want to get the crowd fired up. They want to get the team fired up. I can see a little bit of bopping on the sidelines. Oh.
A little bit of a break here as both teams are getting ready. I think Jesuit really needs to get a deep drive here, and honestly, it's just amazing. This game for a long time seemed very much out of reach for Jesuit, but after that miracle recovery off a kickoff where it just bounced right off of the Mountainside's receiver's hands, it looks attainable now.
I mean, you've always thought, if you've watched football, you've always thought why people don't just try to kick it off someone, because if they touch it, you can recover it. And I think that's almost what Jesuit did there. They just kicked it right off someone. Cleveland in some trouble. Wow, connects with Stimson down the sideline, and he's going to get out of bounds for a Jesuit first down.
Yeah, you just kind of have to be awestruck here, the way Jesuit
They've
has
really
been
rebounded.
Powering since the half, and it all started with that drive right before half, before Mountainside scored that field goal. to get 3 extra points. It all started right there, and Jesuit has just been marching through the adversity and really driving here.
That's going to be a handoff. Whoa. And Stimson's going to get a little bit shifty with it, and that's going to be good for about 8.
Won't quite move the chains, but very close. And
definitely gets it done.
3 yards, it
7
looks
yard
like.
carry, yep.
2nd and 3.
Cleveland's going to get the call from Ken Potter. And if you're Mountainside, you have to be worried here. Jesuit is a full quarter. They have the momentum, they have the ball, and they have the chance to cut this to a 1-possession lead. And if you're Mountainside, you have to be worried a little bit here. You gotta find some new looks. Stimson's gonna cut this kind of to the outside. Wow, get a little bit shifty with it, and he's gonna get the first after about a carry of about 7 or 8.
Yeah, if you're Coach Keenan Lowe here, you're kind of thinking what's going on. Your first half, you had a lot of good plays, and your offense was just buzzing, but now it's all Jesuit, and tables have turned. Now Mountainside are the ones whose D are on the field, and I think Jesuit has done a lot here, and I think I'm pretty pleased.
They put themselves back in this game.
Yeah.
They've put themselves back in this game. I mean, they fought to get back in this game. Mountainside kept scoring. Mountainside did not lay down, but they put themselves back in this game. The momentum's swinging their way. I think they can feel it. And if you're the defense, you have to be thinking right now. You have to capitalize. If Jesuit can score here, you have to capitalize. You have to get them that offense back on the field with momentum. You have to find a way to even hold Mountainside to just a field goal.
Ramtel lining
run
up
the ball
against Grant Valley
with Stimson,
but it is ran not to Grant Valley. It's been Stimson. It's been a Stimson Valley game here for
Stimson
Jesuit.
Valley Ortner. That's been the 3 names we've been hearing all night. We had that touchdown by Tungi on the nice long screen play. But other than that, those are the 3 names we've been hearing. We had 2 touchdowns by Grant Valley. And we had a rushing touchdown by Luke Ortner.
You have to give credit to Tungi. This season, he's been a great team player. He's contributing a lot every game, and that's something a coach looks for in every team.
And he's only a junior, so he comes back next year. Valley's a senior. And that's going to be a screen pass to Tungi, and he's going to try to extend the play, but he's going to be pushed out at about the 5, and that's going to be a gain of about 5.
Yeah, Tungi, again, great team player, getting those yardages.
Well, that's really important because that brings up 3rd and 5, and if you're Jesuit, it's 3rd and goal, it's third and 5. You have to capitalize here. You have to find a way, and
not a lot of human error here.
We got another one. We got another one down for Mountainside. That appears to be number 71, Braden Beasley, who's kind of jogging his way off the field. Hope he's okay.
His left leg, it appears. Hopefully he's okay. Maybe ankle.
5-yard pickup on the play. 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line.
And here we go. Jesuit, crucial 3rd and 5. They've got to get in the end zone.
Ran.
And
flag on
the play.
Is it good? No.
The ball comes out, but there's a flag on the play. I'm not really sure what's going on.
We'll have to wait and see.
And I think the ball might have come out when he was already in the end zone.
But
Jesuit coaches seem to want a touchdown.
It doesn't appear it would be a fumble because nobody is celebrating.
What is?
And I think it'll just be. Let's see. What was the flag? Do you know?
No, I don't. Refs. I think the referees are conversing. I think they'll look into it here.
This is just a hard game to watch as a coach. I think it's a lot of plays. You're being relied upon a lot, but it's also the players, and
Well, you really just have to. Oh, this is coming way back.
So
that or
the
they're regrouping.
The flag was on Jesuit, it appears.
It appears, but we don't know.
Unfortunately,
Stimson is tying his
don't
shoe.
know yet.
Probably a good idea after all the running he's been doing. And this will be coming back. Flag was on Jesuit.
Unfortunately, but Jesuit is still at around the 12 or 13, so very well might end up
I
in
think that ball's on the 12, yeah. 3rd and goal from the 12.
3rd and goal, but I mean the
And
way
if you're
Jesuit's
Jesuit-
been playing, I don't want to jinx it, but I think it's going to be either a run for a touchdown or a short throw for a touchdown.
They're passing it. You see that shifting in the wide receivers. They're definitely doing something. Yep, and they're going to throw it. And that's an out route. And that is pass interference.
Yep.
He jumped on him much too early.
Where's the flag?
It was in the left hand. You saw that in the left corner of the end zone.
Yep.
I mean,
that is blatant.
Stimson was trying to get open, and it might have been Williamson. Anyway, it doesn't matter who it was. Tried to get open and obviously couldn't quite do it. Had someone draped on his back.
I mean, that was a flagrant foul. Just jumps on top of him, and well-deserved flag, and hopefully Jesuit.
Well, hopefully now Jesuit can capitalize.
6
Half the distance to the goal, so that brings up 3rd and 6.
Yep.
So we're just going to continue to play this 3rd down.
Do you think they're going to be running or throwing?
I think you got to pass here. I mean, you really can't run this ball because the chances, if they get stuffed, I mean, really, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
you have to throw this ball and then hope you can. Yes. And they're going to throw a quick pass, and that, I think they wanted a little bit of PI, but that is good, clean coverage. The DB just played right on his hip and got there right when the ball did, and was able to knock it away.
Jesuit has to go for it here.
Well,
I mean, 8:50 left in the
8:50 left in the 4th. I mean, you kind of do have to go for this. But what do you think Ken Potter's scheming up here?
I don't know, but he's going to have to drop something pretty nifty here to get the touchdown. You know, Jesuit offense had a lot of momentum until they kind of got into the red zone here. And
well, they've relied a lot on big plays, and they really can't do that here. Zervis checks into the game. He's on the right-hand side, and he appears to be on the ball. And
timeout.
Jesuit calls a timeout.
Ken Potter really has to be feeling the pressure. I mean, it went from a kind of, maybe we can win, but now the possibility is looking very real. A touchdown and 2 points here would make it 43-51, and then if you shut down the Mountainside offense and get another one of those, tied game.
I mean, if you don't get the touchdown here, it slips away. You really need this touchdown, and they got to capitalize here. I mean, you're in the red zone. You have to capitalize. You have to hope that you're going to get this. You're going to get this 2-point.
It's true that this is far in the future, but I'm worried about the Jesuit defense here if they're going to be ready. And I hope Ken Potter and the defensive coordinator
got to get them fired up,
getting them ready. And
okay,
it's very important. You got to rely on both
personnel
sides
on the field. We've got Valley and Stimson line up on that left side. Then we've got Ortner in at halfback. And then we've got Zervis on that right side. And
bit of movement.
Movement by Stimson. He's looking to throw.
He's wide open.
He's wide open.
Catch it.
Oh, my goodness. Jack Tungy.
No, they're waving it off. That is not. That's a touchdown. What has happened here?
Why are they waving it off?
Ken Potter is definitely going to be mad here. Let's see what happens.
I'm just confused as to what happened.
This is Jesuit.
Oh, they're ruling it. They're ruling it an incomplete pass. They're ruling that he didn't catch the ball that it hit. They're ruling that the ball hit the. I think they're ruling that the ball hit the ground before Tungy caught it.
That's
he
so
was wide open, but trainer Not his fault. Big situation, but he did not put enough air on that football. I mean, Tungy was wide open, but
yeah,
didn't put enough loft on the ball.
Tungy really left his man in the dust, and it's just unfortunate. Nothing could happen there. Hopefully the defense can do something here.
And a good run on first down for Mountainside.
Got a hand on him there.
If Mountainside really gets a drive going here, that will spell the end of the ball game. And Trainer Cleveland is not happy on the sideline. That's got to be frustrating.
I mean, you have to feel bad. I mean,
see him putting his arms up. I mean,
you're so
just
close.
frustrating.
You're
It's frustrating.
so close, and it just doesn't result in anything. And
just doesn't result in what you wanted.
The game is looking more bleak now, but you really have to rely on the defense for a big play, which hasn't happened a lot this game, unfortunately. And
if the defense can find a way to get a stop here, that would be incredible.
It is second and 5.
And we got a little pitch. He's going to cut it back up the middle. And the defense will get a stop here to bring up third down.
And this is
it's going to be a relatively short third down, but
if there's a fourth here, do you think they're going to punt it?
I think if you're Mountainside, you have to punt it. You can't give Jesuit a free chance to score. I think the logic would be you want to run down as much of that clock as possible, and they're going to run it down themselves if you can punt that ball to the 30 or the 20, get a really good punt off. I mean, that's a long punt.
Yeah, their kicker has quite the legs, so a punt would be
definitely not out of his range. I mean, if he gets a good punt off,
with a lot of bounce, and both kickers this game have had a lot of bounce. But it's
here, third and 2, though, so I'd assume, that is a big boy moving wow.
Was it
gonna make the
off?
Yeah, so it was I think it was a direct snap to number 5. Number 5's been kind of playing a fullback role, but he's been getting the ball directly snapped to him a lot. Ball doesn't get snapped to Cade Mitchell at all. Number 15, that's their quarterback. The ball doesn't get snapped to him at all. It just gets directly snapped to number 5, Sam Villadal, and he's just going to try to run up the sideline with it, and it was enough to move the chains. So now if you're Jesuit, I mean, the clock's winding down. You have to. I think it's really comes down to this set of downs. I think you have to get off the field here before the Mountainside gets too deep, or you're really just not going to put yourself in a position to win this football game.
Ideally a sack or some sort of fumble, but I think it has been recovered. But, yeah, as I was saying, ideally you need a sack here or some sort of fumble, human error, but I haven't seen a lot of sacks from the Jesuit defense.
Honestly, very clean game. I mean, we had that one pick by Trainer earlier, and we, of course, had the fumble that Jesuit recovered. Other than the onside kicks, really, it's been quite a clean game in terms of mistakes-wise.
For sure.
Just really unfortunate, though, that Jesuit couldn't come up with the touchdown there. And I think they're going to really have to think that one over.
And who would have thought that this game, such a big portion of it would rely on the kickoffs?
Really is interesting to think about.
Brought down.
That's going to be a gang tackle. He's going to fight for extra yardage. He's going to get right near that first down. And that's going to bring up third and I think about 2.
Third and...
I think about 2.
Third and 4.
Third and 4. Wow, they really stuffed him there. I thought he got more yardage on that.
Yeah, it's hard to tell when you're that.
It's hard to tell from the aerial view.
Especially when there's like a whole swarm, you know.
Yeah, great job getting everyone in on that tackle by Jesuit. That's really what allowed them to prevent him from fighting for extra yardage, because that's really been a big thing this game. I mean, on both teams really been fighting through the tackles and breaking tackles, and that's really been a big opportunity for big plays.
The few Jesuit fans that remain faithful. I think kind of unfortunate. Most of the fans left after that kind of rough period after half and third. But now the game, although a little further than what it was a couple of 3 minutes ago, it's still a winnable game if there's a fumble or a stoppage right here.
Jesuit just has to get the ball back. If they can get the ball back here, they get the ball back with 5 minutes, and if they can drive down quickly, I mean, this has been a big play game, then they put themselves in, with the opportunity to win this. But reasonably right now, that momentum swinging Mountainside's way after the stop in the end zone, and then also swinging their way with the way they just keep on picking up these first downs. I mean, Jesuit's getting to third down, but they just can't get off the field on third down.
Yeah, Sam, great point. This has been a big play game for offense. And if you can get a stoppage here, Grant Valley and Ortner can hopefully get a big play going here, 10 yards apiece, and get a touchdown.
That would be the hope.
Oh, he's wide open.
Oh, wow.
He
He
catches the
lofted that ball.
Brought
And just as
down.
we were saying, it is a game of big plays. Valley manages to make the stop, but that really will kind of spell the end of this game, honestly.
And
With 5
number
minutes to go.
6 on
No, that's number
Mountainside.
5, Sam
Number
Villadal,
5.
who's been making big plays all night. He's the guy that keeps on getting the ball directly snapped to him. He's been making big plays on defense, and he's really been a big difference maker for this Mountainside team. And he's also only a junior. So he'll come back for them next year. But he's a big target, and they just lofted it right up to him.
Yeah, 6'4", 215.
That is a big boy. Oh, my goodness.
I think one
And they're
of
going to
the
run
biggest.
the ball. And, wow, fighting for extra yardage. That's going to be a gain of 8.
Making the stop, number 63, Alex Zuckerman. Again on the play down to the 30-yard line with a 2nd and 2 Mavericks.
Yeah, so Jesuit here. You know, what's going through your head? Sam, what do you think's happening?
Thank you for Jesuit here. I mean, you've just kind of got to, I mean, honestly, at this point, you've not given up hope. I wouldn't say that. But I say you realize this game is reasonably not that winnable. And I think this is where you start to not go into damage control, but you start thinking, how can we try to put our team in a position, not even necessarily to win, but just to get some more points on the board. I mean, you're 2 possessions down. You have to worry first about getting that first touchdown before you even worry about the second one. So you've just got to think, you got to think next step. How can I get the ball back? How can I find a way to get in the end zone? How can I find a way to keep this moving forward?
Yeah, and the
in
chances
the positive direction, you know?
The chances of winning this game, you're definitely right. They're waning away, but like you said, you gotta hope this next play. You can't hope. It looks like they've been hoping the whole game. You gotta start working. You gotta start trying to get those sacks. Has there been a single sack this whole game for Jesuit?
I don't think for either team. I think both teams have avoided sacks. We had that one almost sack on Mountainside, but then
the QB's just
the QB got away, and
nifty.
then
I'll tell you that.
Both QBs have been really shifty tonight. Both have been really good about even when they end up under pressure, they get away from it. But if you're a trainer, Cleveland, this is hard to watch. You just want to be back on that field. You want to make up for that last-minute touchdown, and you just can't. And number 2 on Mountainside.
And I think
That's going to seal the game.
That's going to spell the end of the game for Jesuit here.
Jordan Hicks is going to score that to bring this Mountainside lead up to 22, make it 57-35. And if you're Jesuit, this is the end of the game. This does spell the end.
Kellen Hicks the holder, long snapper, junior, Illustrago.
Pretty unsportsmanlike display from the Mountainside fans there. You hate to see it.
Kick is up, the
Kick is good for Mountainside.
Yeah, you hate to see it, but
emotions definitely run high this game, and
running high at the end of, big Metro League matchup, and you know this Metro League very highly contested every year, and we saw 2 great teams tonight.
yeah, Mountainside looks happy. An upset win today. Don't really get much of those out of Jesuit, but we just didn't look too good today defensively. And
well, Jesuit really, if they hadn't have fallen behind 20-0, if they really had just, I guess, fine-tuned and locked in that first quarter, this would be a very different ball game. I mean, that would only pull their lead to 38. It would be 38-35 if they had found a way to recover on defense. But really, Jesuit just they have not found their rhythm on defense at all today. They haven't found a way. Oh, we get to play my favorite game.
I think you got to end it off with the squib.
I think you gotta end it off. I think they blast it. I think they end this off. I don't think they're that petty. I think they end this off and they blast it. I don't think they squib it. There's no way. Surely not.
You have to go squib.
Surely
for
not.
Old
Surely
time's
not.
sake.
For
Let's
old
see
time.
it.
Surely
Yes!
not. It's a squib. Oh my goodness.
And that is down at the 50. Not the best squib, but this game
that a
is
squib or
pretty
an
much
onside? Oh,
over.
whoa, whoa,
And a little
whoa.
bit of a brawl here at center, and pulls
And number
away.
one, Roman.
Jesuit, great display of sportsmanship. Just get out of that. And
Wyatt Williamson
obviously
pulls away Roman
Mountainside.
Mallard, and we're gonna have a flag here.
Mountainside obviously instigated that one. Not surprised.
Well, oh, that's gonna be on Mountainside. I think that's gonna be on sportsmanlike conduct. That's
Yeah.
gonna pull the ball up. Emotions running high here. I mean, surprising to see considering Mountainside is dominating this game. Surprising to see that type of conduct, but
Yeah, definitely probably
15 yards. That's gonna move this ball
A
way
little-
up.
a little too excited here as they kind of ran away with this game. And you kind of have to think, if there wasn't that 20 initially, how much of the points after that were given up because of morale that you're down by that much?
Yeah, honestly.
I think this could be a whole different game. And
Jesuit
we'll
just let it run
definitely,
away from them early. Yeah.
Coach Ken Potter is definitely going to be thinking and talking with the team about, you need to start off strong. Every game
Yeah.
Jesuit has started off strong this year, they've won.
They really shot themselves in the foot by not starting off strong. But, I mean, nothing you can really do once those ports. Oh!
And another
I think
fight.
that ball might have come out. No, the ball came out. Valley fumbled the ball as he was going out of bounds.
I mean-
And that ball came out, and it is Mountainside's ball.
This is definitely tensions running high. I saw a bit of pushing there, and this is
If you're a Jesuit or Mountainside, you have to just think, like, we need to stay clean here because suspensions would come over into the next game.
Yeah,
and
I
they
think
just have to stay
Jesuit-
clean here.
Jesuit is
I mean,
doing
this
a
game is
great
over.
job of kind of staying composed and, you know, ending this game out strong. A lot of times in sport, not just football, you kind of you still want to end the game off strong. You want to show that you're a good sport. You don't want to be fighting them. You just want to show that you gave it your all, that even though you made mistakes, you can do this. And it looks like it's going to be the final ball switch of the game.
Mountainside's going to run the ball, not surprising, and Jesuit's going to stuff it. So what we saw today was a great Metro League matchup, but unfortunately Mountainside does look like they will come out on top as we wind down to the final 3 minutes of this game.
Yeah, really, battle of the Giants here. The two undefeated teams in the Metro Division facing off for first place, and Mountainside has claimed it. We'll see if Jesuit can reclaim it. Definitely not their best game, but Mountainside were pretty much perfect today.
I mean, you really can't complain if you're Mountainside. You only get stopped on offense, what, twice? You really were perfect on offense today. The defense didn't really matter. Very high-scoring game. Jesuit put a lot of points on the board, but if you're Mountainside, you got to be happy with this win, happy with the way this turned out. If you're Jesuit, I think big storyline for this game is, definitely falling behind early, and I think Jesuit just needed to find a way to get back into this. I mean, they came out of the half, and they were roaring. Oh, and we have, I think that was just a mouth guard getting tossed. Cleveland picks it up, but I think if you're Jesuit, you just have to figure out a way to not fall behind so early. I mean, they put themselves in the ball game late, but I think really the adjustments need to be made defensively, and they need to be made in that mentality to not let yourself fall behind early, to come out of that locker room ready, to come out of that locker room just ready to play, ready to compete. And I think Jesuit didn't do a great job of that today, and that's why they fell behind early.
Yeah, for sure. Defensively, especially in that first quarter, there needs to be a lot of work done in practice. And Ken Potter is not the kind of coach that will just back down. He'll definitely let them know what they did wrong. I mean, there's a reason he has the most wins in Oregon history for a football coach.
He'll find a way to adapt and figure out really what. Oh, and we're going in. Mountainside's in victory formation. They're going to kneel this ball, and they're going to just run out the last minute 25-ish on this clock. They're going to take the play clock or the game clock all the way down, and then they're going to just run this game out.
Mountainside fans getting ready to go on the field, it looks
Mountainside fans looking ready. I think they're going to storm the field, celebrate a little homecoming win.
Yeah, you're definitely
as we tick down into the last minute of this game.
Cheerleaders putting their pom-poms down, and they're getting ready.
And you can see Jesuit kind of lining up for the handshake line. And I think that'll do it. Maybe one more.
Both bleachers starting to clear. Mountainside's heading towards the gate to the field, and Jesuit heading towards the exits.
I think maybe one more kneel down will do it. Yeah, one more. They're gonna run this all the way down, and they're gonna take one more, and that'll be the end of the game. And that's it. Mountainside. So Mountainside defeats Jesuit
58-35. Not the game Jesuit wanted, but a big homecoming victory.
Flag
for Mountainside.
Don't think it matters at this point, but.
And it looks like the Gatorade cooler is coming out. And is dumped on the coach and the players.
Well, if you're Mountainside, I mean, you can't really blame them. This is a huge victory for them.
Yeah, not
and
usual for them to get such a big win against a team like Jesuit. So
Jesuit will fall to 6-2.
Second place in the Metro now.
Second in the Metro at 2-1 in Metro League play. Mountainside will become 3-0 in Metro League play, probably move up in the state rankings. They were 19. They beat number 11, so I assume they'd move up to about 11th, maybe even into the top 10. You never know, but hard play game by both teams. And I think if you're Jesuit, you got to be proud the way you fought back into this game. And if you're Mountainside, you've just got to be proud how hard you came out at the gate and playing hard till the final whistle.
Who's your MVP today for Jesuit?
For Jesuit, I mean, honestly, I'd have to say, even if stats-wise it doesn't show it, but Joe Stimpson has to be your MVP. I mean, he really came out firing that second half. He really found ways to get his team back into this game. He really found ways to keep moving that ball forward. And I think surely, if you're Mountainside, your MVP today has to be Sam Villadal. I mean, he's the tight end, but he really, I mean, he was involved in almost every play, offense and defense. And he really played a big presence in
great
this victory.
I'm gonna
what about
go.
You?
I don't want to copy you, so for Mountainside, I think it was definitely Cade Mitchell. The way he just kind of
Cade Mitchell, Jordan Hicks too. I'd give Jordan Hicks one too. That's their running back.
He just got out of there were plenty of times. I think 3 or 4 times he could have gotten sacked, and he just stayed composed, got out of there, and aired it out perfectly. And then for Jesuit, I think, it has to be the kicker. He just did a great job.
Parker Hayed it, yeah.
Parker Hayed it. Obviously you had those 4 on offense who just did an amazing job. But if I'm going a little different here, I don't think there was one error from Parker today.
Yeah,
he just did a great job.
He was perfect on his extra points.
And unfortunately for
kickoffs.
him,
they couldn't come out on
not how
top.
he wanted to end it, but I know he'll remember this game, and so will the Mountainside kicker, to be fair. They all played great, but especially Parker.
I could not get that right. I could not figure out, was it going to be a squib kick? Was it going to be a normal kick? Could not figure that out.
I mean, that was probably 3 normal kicks.
There's
I think
like 3
one
normal.
chip, and then the rest are all squibs.
Just onsides or squibs. So funny.
And Mountainside now, their fans are on the field, and unfortunate loss.
Unfortunate end to the night to Jesuit, but great win for Mountainside.
Definitely going to be a little bittersweet before homecoming, but, you kind of just have to battle through. You have to have the mental capacity of a goldfish, kind of forget what happened here in this game and
I think
move
that's what
on.
Jesuit did in the second half.
Yeah, I mean,
great
job, and, ultimately just got caught by the wire from the first quarter, first half of the first quarter. And it looks like a last-minute
homecoming
proposal
on the field. Okay.
Let's see what happens here.
I'm actually, oh. They're approaching.
Let's see what happens. Slowing down.
Okay.
And Jesuit
it's-
bleachers are completely empty now, so let's see
Yeah.
what happens. Not much
I'm just
else.
interested to see it. Does she say yes? I think we're going to run out of time here.
Yeah, I don't
think we're going to have enough time to see what happens.
But thank you,
All right,
everybody,
thank you everyone for
joining
tuning in.
I'm Jake Vlasic.
I'm
this
Sam
was
Kempf.
Sam Kempf. And
We're here from Cronin Field, Jesuit High School, where Mountainside defeats Jesuit 58-35. And we will see you guys next time on JCTV.
bye.